Yeah, so hello guys, my name is Joseph, and I am here to give you some very educational or educative tips on the processes that you must not skip when you want to buy a locally used car. You know, in the wake of COVID-19, buying an imported car or cars from the yard that have been used in the foreign countries has become very expensive. You know, before COVID-19, that is, let's say before 2020, you would simply walk into any car yard with, let's say, 600,000, and you would have a variety of options. You would have, let's say, 3, 4, 5 models that you can buy with 600,000 Kenya shillings. But today, if you walk into any yard without 800,000, you cannot buy yourself a foreign used car. The only options that now people are thinking about is buying locally used cars. And you know, guys, it doesn't mean that you forgo quality when you decide to buy a locally used car. You know, people sell cars for so many reasons. Those cars that are sold after they have been used in the Kenyan roads doesn't necessarily mean that they have a mechanical issue. You know, people buy it to upgrade. You know, you can buy a small car to buy a bigger one, or you can sell a bigger one to buy a smaller one that is, let's say, more manageable and easy to maintain. And then on the other hand, you know, there are people who have some financial issues and they are looking for quick financing. So what they have at hand is a car that they sell quickly at a cheaper price so that they can use it to leverage on their financial difficulties. And other people, maybe they have a loan, a car has been repossessed by a bank and then it has been put out there for auction. So there are so many things that lead someone to selling their cars after they have bought it here in Kenya. And I can guarantee you, or I can give you this assurance, that not all cars have mechanical issues. So when you decide to go for a locally used car, you save a lot of money, but then you have to do your due diligence. And what I want to tell you here is some of the key things in order of priority that you have to do due diligence to make sure that you don't commit any mistake. Okay, the first thing is that when you want to buy a car that has been used in Kenya, make sure that it hasn't been used for a very long distance. What do I mean? What you need to compare is the mileage which it was imported with and the mileage that it currently has. Let's say this car that you want to buy has a mileage of, let's say, 120,000. For me, if I am buying a locally used car, it shouldn't have been driven on the Kenyan soils, on the Kenyan roads for more than 30,000 kilometers. That one, not for any reason, but I am very conservative on that. It shouldn't have gone for more than 30,000 kilometers. So what you need to do is to check the engine, the chassis number of that car from ISQJS Japan. There is a website online where you key in the chassis number of the car you want to buy, and it will give you the year of manufacture and the mileage at the time of export from Japan. So it will tell you it was exported, let's say, with 110,000. And then when you are buying at the local market, of course, what you need to do is to check from the dashboard of that car at the moment, and it will give you the current mileage. Then you do the maths, you subtract. So for me, that is the first thing I go after. Even if that someone tells you that this car is less than 100,000 kilometers, let's say it's 95,000, and it was imported at 10,000 or 15,000, it means that car has gone through the Kenyan roads for more than 80,000 kilometers, which for me is a very big deal. You know, some drivers are reckless, Kenyan roads are not that good, so you can imagine the type of risk that car has been exposed to when it travels 80,000 kilometers. On the other hand, I would prefer to buy a car that has traveled, that has an actual mileage. Let's say at the moment it has a mileage of 200,000 and it was imported at 180. For me, I would go for that car instead of a car that was brought in at a mileage of, let's say, 10,000 kilometers and its actual mileage at this time is, let's say, 100,000. So for me, used locally should be minimal in terms of mileage. So that is the first thing you need to get right. So the second thing, even before, you know, most of these guys who are selling the used cars in Kenya will tell you, come and see the car, then we bargain. You know, you have to inspect over 20 cars before you make a decision, and you don't have to go at every time to go and see that car physically for you to make a decision. So I have given you the first tip. If these guys cannot send you the chassis number, you have something to doubt, okay? Because chassis number is a public identity, you can get it on the insurance sticker or at the chassis sticker that I don't know, depending on the model, you can find it somewhere around the car. So it's available for anyone to see at any point. So the second question that you have to ask again is, whoever is selling that car, you always have to ask them, are you selling on behalf or you are selling this car as the owner? So that one is very critical, so that you can try to estimate the true value of that car, because when someone is selling on behalf, definitely he has his own markup, and then there is the money of the actual owner. So that is something else you have to always ask. When someone is selling on behalf, it doesn't mean anything. Just that the owner wants to say to enlarge the scope so that he can sell it quickly. So he forwards the photos of the car to various guys so that they can advertise and maybe give them a commission if they sell successfully. So always make sure you understand that. Then the third thing is that ask for actual photos. Guys will put photos for online, maybe they were shared over 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So whenever you are getting close to liking the car, always tell that guy, please take photos of that car today from all dimensions. Yeah, take the outside part, open the doors, take photos. Yeah, start the engine, take the dashboard photo, open the boot, open the bonnet. You want to see the current status of that car. So if someone is not near the car, of course, he will tell you, give me 1, 2, 3 hours. I will ask the owner to send me the photo, then I forward. Or when I get closer to the car, it is not always instant that you will get those photos, but of course, there should be some willingness or a plan for the person to send you those photos actually for the day. So that is the second thing, that thing that I always ask. Then when they send those photos, always try to zoom them. Don't look so much on the tires, because tires are, they are very prone to wear and tear, so you can change them any day, any time. But one thing you want to inspect whether that car has been exposed to, let's say, a major accident. So you have to check on the forward side and see whether the how do we call it, the mother structure of the bonnet has had major, destruction or a major repair. So when you open the bonnet, you will see whether there has been major panel beating or repainting of the major structure. Okay, I'm not talking about the bumper or the side wings. I'm talking about the major frame of that surrounds the bonnet. So that is one thing. You also want to understand whether the airbags have had their explosions. You can clearly see that from the driver's airbag or the co-driver's airbag, whether they have had explosion due to an accident, due to collisions. So those are things that you want to see. You want also to see whether the dashboard is actually intact and that all the angles of every piece fits perfectly, or there has been some kind of glues attaching them. So those are things that will help you identify whether that car has been prone to a major accident. But of course, scratches, hitting on the bump, some scratches on the door, those are minor things that for me, I cannot fail to buy a car due to those kind of things. So always make sure that you ask that question. So the other thing you want to do is, of course, negotiate the price. Okay, go and see the owner, go around the car, do a test drive. You want to, if you are not so much used to cars, you need to go there with a mechanic or an experienced driver so that he can feel whether the transmission has an issue. When it is changing gears, especially for mechanical, let's say automatic cars, you need to go for a road drive, let's say uphill and downhill and also on a flat road. So that's something you don't want to omit. But those are things that definitely will come at the last stages. But at the beginning, guys, you have the criteria for pre-selection. So you don't have to walk out of your house to go and see every car when you can do these criteria right in your house using your phone or using your laptop. So I'll be giving you more tips, guys, because when you buy cars that have been used on the Kenyan roads, you save a lot of money, okay? You save almost half the amount. and sometimes you will land very, very beautiful deals. You believe me, guys, you will save a lot of money. Okay, there are so many people who sell cars for many different reasons, and 90% of those cars have zero mechanical issues. So let us keep it here, guys, and I'll keep giving you more tips as I learn them. Okay, guys, cheers, and make sure you subscribe. Okay, bye.